Morning, everyone. And yeah, this is the series about e-commerce and um, the concept and the impact of e-commerce. So uh, let me jump into the agenda of today. We'll understand the concept of e-commerce, understand how e-commerce has evolved over time globally, understand the e-commerce in Mauritius at the present time and how business can benefit from it and are reacting to the changes. And of course, what we did to try to give that benefit back to society with LuckyLads. So yeah, we have the word e-commerce coined by the World Trade Organization is defined by the production, distribution, marketing, sales, or delivery of goods and services by electronic means. With time, it's not just the marketing and all that, but it's also the payment system. And e-commerce is comprised with the payment system too. Okay. There are different types of e-commerce, and any businesses nowadays can benefit from it. Before that, most of them were for big companies because it's quite expensive to get into. But now with a lot of technologies that we will talk about, we have it's quite easy to get into e-commerce. And types of e-commerce, we have the B2C, which is business to customer, which is where before distributors could not afford to go directly to clients. Now they can to expand their market share. After that, we have the B2B, it's business to business, which is if ever you're dealing for business grade services and product to other businesses, that's e-commerce too. Then we have C2C, customer to customer, C2B, and the others. I can talk a little bit about that later, but yes. So now let's talk a little bit about the history of e-com and what happened. It's not all the history, but the main points where it was founded just before that in 69 by CompuServe, invented internet and all that. And in 79, Michael Ulrich invents the electronic shopping. And this changed the world as we know it. Between 79 and 95, there were a lot of changes, but as we all know it, Amazon did one of the most amazing things by creating Amazon, and it was created in 95, followed by PayPal, who is another big platform for electronic payments, and then Alibaba in 1999. And in 2000, Google created another thing to help e-commerce sales, which is the Google AdWords for online advertising. And what is Google AdWords? It is something that you use to try to push your marketing, your sales, your clicks, the views to your website. And that changed the world completely. After that, we had Stripes, which was launched in 2011, alongside with the Google Wallet as a digital payment method. So the word e-commerce, which was used to try means of sharing and all that, transferred into also a payment system. Okay, and in 2014, Apple Pay was introduced as a payment method. And in 2020, COVID drove e-commerce growth drastically. Let us see that. This is a report from Statistica, where they forecasted until 2024. And you can see how from 2017 up to 2020, upwards of forecasted figures, but you can see the growth in e-commerce in the United States. But this is not just the growth for United States, it's the growth for the global market. And you will see how Mauritius reacted to this then. We'll talk a little bit first about the impact of e-commerce on businesses, big, small businesses. E-commerce so far has forced everybody, large, small businesses, to go and sell online. Additionally, if they have a brick and mortar, they need to go online. But also they help small businesses expand their market share and sell directly to other customers that they could not sell before. And then we have the B2B, which started, like I said, distributors starting to go into the B2C, business to customer, to try to sell online, expanded their horizon with that. And with e-commerce, something happened. Marketplaces mushroom around the world, like Amazon, like eBay, and all the things like that. And also the supply chain management has evolved, has been reinforced, and now it's now on steroid now. Of course, with the e-commerce system, new jobs have been created instead of traditional one in the retail store, apparel store, like you know it. And customers now shop differently. You used to go to the store and check products and see, compare. Now you can do that from your phone. You can compare online. You have a lot of comparison that you can do now instead of going into 1 to 3 stores where you were limited. Now with just a phone, you can go several sites and compare. And with all that, social media came and did something amazing or terrible. It depends on your end. It let people share products. Suppose I like a phone. I won't name any phone, but suppose I like a phone. I like it so much that I share, here is something I just bought today. And it kind of influenced the people I am that are around my entourage, to shop and buy things that I'm buying. And of course, global commerce, like we know it, like I showed, has grown extremely rapidly. And some of the advantages of e-commerce for customers, you can buy faster than before. Online, you can shop 1-day delivery now. It's really fast. Companies can reach new clients, like I just said. And of course, e-com is really lower in terms of cost than brick and mortar. Of course, it depends on hosting, servers, and all those things. But in terms of cost of getting into e-commerce, it's practically not zero, but it really, really is lower than going and renting something out or building something out. And you can personally experience based on the user profile. You have something now that we are introducing into e-commerce. It's called gamification, which means that you can let the customer journey be played by them so that you can trigger something. I'm going to talk about that in just 1 minute. It's really great. Some of the disadvantages of e-commerce, what I was saying was customer interactions are limited, and due to technology, there was some technology and personal, it's quite different. And due to technology, maybe you cannot make the sales that you would have made in a store. And people cannot try on things, like you want to try on this at home, you cannot do that. And yes, what happened to Mauritius? Last year, COVID hit us and lockdown hit us we don't believe it even now. And most businesses had brick and mortar in Mauritius. You go to the malls and try to shop around, and they did not have, maybe most of them did not have a website or an e-commerce website to shop around. And during the pandemic conditions, people went and tried to go on Shopify and things like that. A basic solution for the problem that they are having, that they could not make any sales because everything is on lockdown. And this is what happened. In 2020, like I said, the pandemic condition first wave hit us, and businesses went at halt, new business, zero income. How to change that? And they invested in things that they could at that time, like Shopify. Some of them made WooCommerce sites, and the work from home also meant for others shop from home too, which was led by several entities in Mauritius. I won't name them. And yeah, a lot of companies invested in basic e-commerce without thinking about it. Actually, they needed a solution for their problem, and they needed to flex their business model, which were brick and mortar sales. People are coming to a place, and they need to make sales. They needed to try to change that and make sales online. Also, there were something that happened also is a tax holiday for e-commerce. If you have an e-commerce anywhere around the world, you want to set up the headquarter, you can, and you'll have a 5-year tax holiday until June 2025. And what happened in 2021 was, second wave hit us again. Most of them had their website. They could, or WhatsApp or whatever they tried to use. But the problem was managing when all went away and we went to work. What we found was there was some kind of disconnection in their business. It was like managing two businesses, the same apparel store, one online and one offline, was like two businesses that they have to run. They have to stock around. They have to do the books. They have to check the inventory. And that was one of the biggest nightmare, excuse me. And the not double entry accounting was, but the way they had to do it was an entry into e-commerce, an entry into the accounting system, pay slip, tangible paper system. That was a nightmare for them. And people going into your store, you can convince them to shop. They didn't know how to display the item away for the customer to see what it is and try to push it. Okay. Also, the culture of searching online and paying offline has grown. Most businesses doesn't take that into consideration, but people tend to go online. Suppose you want to shop for anything, you flip up your phone, you try to search for the thing, or you want to buy something at a specific place, an apparel store, for example. You go on his site. If he doesn't have it, you'll be bummed out, but most of them have it now. You go and check what are the characteristics of the things that you want to buy and try to get reviews for them if ever people have left it. Then you go there, pick up the thing and pay offline. Also, with this kind of search online and pay offline, they drastically increase visibility for their business. That's one, but drastically improve their product visibility compared to what they had before. People now know what are the products that anyone is doing. And this, with e-commerce, you can list all the products that you have. And people can go and check all of it if they want, or the categories of it, depending on what you have. Okay. And yeah, you can expand your market with that. And this is empowered by the Moris Post, which did a thing, an MOU of sign with the Petite et Moyenne Entreprise, SME, Mauritius, for the logistic that the Post can help small and medium-sized businesses to shop online, and they will take care of the logistic. Those are the things that happen to Mauritius. And what's the future of e-commerce? Well, people will always go to store, but now they search online, and a lot of them shop online. If you ever shop online for something that you already have shopped once before. You'll probably do that again. So what's next? What happened? There was a gap in the market, like I said, an unsynchronized way of doing business. And what happened were people were doing things on their software, on their e-commerce, or on paper. We found the group LuckyLads found this gap, and we are specialized in e-com development. We were doing that anyway last year. And what happened was we tried to mitigate the gap that there is, reduce it if you want. With the brick and mortar age and the push from COVID and the search online and pay offline, those things too, this gap went further and further, and this created a big mess in businesses, a drastic decrease in productivity, and most of them has to pay a lot of money to maintain those two platforms. Yeah, and we developed something called connected commerce, which is one of the benefits that SMEs can benefit from e-commerce, because you can run an e-commerce one man now with this type of system. And it's not just that benefit. Now we have benefits that SME Moris is offering to people. There are schemes for e-commerce, and this is why people should go into e-commerce. And yeah, let's talk about connected commerce. Connected commerce is built by LuckyLads, and what is behind it is it's a system that can connect with most of other system. Let me just explain. Connected commerce is an e-com site at the base, and what it can do, it can connect to anything that you have in your business. We are business engineers, and what we engineered was a system. Let's take QuickBooks Online, for example, which is an accounting software that you can use to conduct basic bookkeeping and things like that. What happens when there is a sale in e-commerce? Sometimes the sale should or printed or Excel'd out, then put into QuickBooks or Zoho Books or whatever the books is, whatever the system is. And this created a double entry in terms of doing things. And with innovations, technology, and all that, this can be done seamlessly without you needing to do it. A sale happen in e-commerce can be done directly and can be showed directly into QuickBooks Online. This is one type of integration that can be done. And this can be done throughout all the system that they are, provided that they have an API system, but all the system that they are. And we found also that most of the POS system, the point of sale system, doesn't work with that kind of project. And we develop also a POS system for that kind of thing, so that e-commerce has grown, has evolved into connected commerce, a new way of building your business, a strategic way of doing things now. Yeah, so the POS system is online, the QuickBooks is online, the e-commerce is online, and all is synchronized. A sale in the POS goes into the e-commerce system, goes into the accounting software. And what happens now if I want to load the system with new products, which is a simple thing. You load the system with new products, automatically it goes into all your social medias for a business owner. I'm talking about all the social medias of the business owner, and push it for him without anyone going into the social media, logging in, inputting the photos, codes, and all those things. Yeah, that's some of the things. What we can do also is communication. The good thing about e-commerce and why businesses can benefit from it is that suppose you go into a store, a brick and mortar store, you shop for pants. Let's say a black pants is on sale. Connected commerce, e-commerce, how it works is, and why you benefit from them, is you go into the POS system, you pay, and seconds later you get an SMS or WhatsApp or an email or whichever type of communication you want on your phone saying that there's a shirt that matches your pants that you just bought, 20% off. And this is the type of customer journey that's happening now, a hybrid one. Brick and mortar, the sales are being done that way, where people can go in stores or online and the matching set, or suppose the sale happen now. Someone went to the shop, it's his birthday, he went there, registered, purchased something. A year later, it's his birthday again. You can trigger him a 30% discount for his birthday. That's a sale that you could not have done if you did not know your customer before in the brick and mortar style. And best of all, why businesses and how businesses benefit from e-commerce in general is analytics. A business owner from a brick and mortar store with a simple POS system will know, yeah, there are things that are going, there are things that are slow moving items, fast moving items, but what are the turn away business? Turn away, I say, people come to the store and say, yeah, I want a blue shirt. This is one person. You can log that in your e-commerce, in your platform. This is one person. Several person comes and asks you for a blue shirt or store, whatever the product that you don't have, a blue shirt or a yellow shirt, and the business is turned away because you don't have it. You can log that in that system. Next production, you go and build that. That's one. Secondly, the yellow shirt is now doing really well. You can double that with just a simple phone. You can have your analytics, which sales are being done, and how good are you doing. You can make decision wiser than before. And of course, we have coupons that you can give out free mail for several pop-ups, push-up notification. There are several ways to communicate with people now. Social media, you have the Facebook pixel, the Instagram pixel. Now we have the TikTok pixel too. Okay, and all those things can be done through e-commerce, connected commerce, which is an all-in-one platform.